I figured it out. And I'm a little bit disturbed. I was like rewatching that Nina Dobrev video I made. Just because, like, I don't know, I feel like after I post something, I always watch it back eventually. Not always right away. But I was like, what is it about Jim Crush that makes me so nervous, you know? And I didn't get nervous last time I saw him. But the time before that, blushing, blood draining from the face, heart beating in my ears, you know, like that kind of bodily reaction to this guy. And I was watching the video, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I've asked out plenty of people in my life. Most of the time that I've made the effort, it had to be with women, though, because, like, I'm never the one that asks somebody out when it's with men. They always come to me. I'll show body language, I'll show interest, I will show attention, but they always make the move. Usually. And I'm never nervous. And so I'm sitting there thinking, like, about the patterns, you know? Why Nina? Why was I nervous like this for the Jim Crush? And the only other time I got nervous like this was with the Twin Flame. And I'm like, what do they all have in common? And it's those eyes. It's those big, beautiful, black eyes. You know, they're brown. But you can only really, like, see them like that in the sunlight. And I think what I like about that is that the beauty and the lure of those dark eyes is constant. It's present, always, no matter what lighting you're in. No matter what the room looks like, it's always there. But then sometimes, when the sun hits perfectly, they just transform. They're completely different. You see depth and vision and beauty that wasn't there before, that isn't there regularly, even though you're always so mesmerized either way. It's giving, like, Twilight vibes. She has one line where Edward asks her favorite color, right? And she goes, amber. I think it was amber. He goes, amber? She's like, that's the color of your eyes today. I guess if you asked me in 2 weeks, I'd say onyx. And that was like the first hint that she knew that his eyes changing was, you know, the result of him feeding or whatever. And that's kind of how I feel about it. Because you're equally struck by both. But there's something about that duality, there's something about that versatility, that transformation, that always catches me off guard and makes me lose my breath. And there's something about looking into his eyes that makes me feel that way. And maybe that's why she's one of those rare examples where it doesn't even matter that she's a woman. She has that quality. That seductive, piercing gaze without trying. And I think that's part of the allure. That it's natural, that it's not effort, it's not something that they turn on, that they try and do. All they have to do is look at you while they're acting completely normal. And you're under a spell. And it's one of those rare situations where I'm the one that almost can't look too long. With most other people, it's them that can't hold eye contact with me. And maybe that's part of it, because when I get that feeling, when I get this kind of reaction, the roles are reversed, the tables are flipped. Suddenly, I'm the one with butterflies, trying to catch my breath, trying to not stumble over my words, while I'm normally composed and cool and intentional and the one bringing that seductive energy. I get totally consumed. And I think it says something that a guy who spends 3, 4, 5 hours in the gym any given day, and some days it's not that much, but most of the time it's like 2-4 hours, 6 days a week, maybe 5, I'm not sure. But for somebody with that level of dedication and that kind of physicality, for me to be drawn so completely by the eyes that the rest of that just fades away. It speaks poetic volumes. It's giving siren. It's giving when a siren falls for another siren. But you know, I don't consider sirens a negative context. I don't think that label is as definitive as some people think that it is. And I think sometimes when you're used to being this is interesting, it's kind of splitting thoughts. For some, it's being the object of desire. When you're used to being the object of desire, it feels good for that to be reversed. To not have it just be about that physicality. Maybe that's a depth that was missing. The passion that overtakes the stare is something that doesn't come with every connection. And for others, that we're used to just giving. That's about to flip too. And it will be reciprocal. And while there will be a reminiscence of the original situation, those things won't be what you focus on. They won't be what's important. Because like we said the other day, it's all in the eyes. And neither of you will be able to look away. Everything else will fall into place. Love you guys.